Rain hammered the porch roof like frantic footsteps. Amber streetlights flickered through the storm's haze. Lily Monroe's gloved fingers shook as she pried open the rusted lock. Her breath spooled in icy puffs. A distant thunderclap rattled. Her teeth, she pressed her back against splintered wood. In the cramped cabin, shadows slithered across dusty shelves. An ancient vase perched on a high beam, chipped and beautiful. Her heart thundered against her ribs. One wrong move could snap her wrist in two. Outside, sirens wailed faintly through the storm. She'd sworn she'd never steal again, but tonight, desperation overrode every promise. A low creak echoed behind her. She froze, breath caught in her throat. A hulking silhouette filled the doorway. Lightning lanced through the broken window, revealing a masked intruder. He gripped a shotgun barrel, rain dripping off cold metal. "I know what you've got hidden," he rasped. Her fingers curled into fists. The vase dangled above her head, her ticket to freedom. Thunder boomed as she lunged. A crash of pottery shattered the night. Glass fragments scattered like frozen diamonds. Pain exploded in her palm. She staggered back, clutching bleeding skin. He advanced, the shotgun's muzzle level. Her goal named itself in her mind: survive. She yanked a shard and held it like a dagger. Rain sluiced her hair into her eyes. She tasted salt and fear. Behind her, the cabin's single bulb fizzled. Darkness swallowed the room. He fired but missed. The blast rocked her to her knees. Splinters rained down. A sudden roar outside. An engine's growl drowned out her racing heartbeat. Bright headlights pierced the storm. The masked man ducked away. Lily shielded her face from the wet glare. A black SUV screeched to a halt. Its door flung open. A tall figure in a tailored coat stepped forward. Rain plastered his dark hair to his forehead. "Get in," he ordered, his voice calm, confident. She hesitated, pain pulsing. He offered a gloved hand. Her fingers brushed his. Lightning struck. Close by, she saw impossible blue eyes that belonged to a man she'd never met. A siren's wail closed in. She climbed in before she could think. The door slammed. Rubber tires screamed as the SUV peeled away. Behind them, the cabin's remaining light died. She stared at him through the rain-streaked window. "Who are you?" she gasped. He didn't answer. Instead, he pressed a black leather binder across his lap. Its golden-bossed crest gleamed in the storm's strobe. Her name stamped in curling script: Lily Monroe. She swallowed hard. Around them, the tempest raged on. And in that violent night, her life twisted toward a fate she could never have forged alone. Lily Monroe lived in a brick townhouse on Chicago's north side. Her mornings began with the hiss of a coffee maker. She sipped dark roast in her tiny kitchen. Sunlight filtered through lace curtains each dawn. She tightened the worn apron round her waist. At 32, she managed Bell Antiquities on Halsted Street. Her shop sold careful replicas of fine antiques. White gloves and polishing cloths lined glass cases. Her fingers knew the grain of every vase. She greets regulars with a polite, practiced smile. "Morning, Carla," she called as a painter entered. Carla nodded, her brush stained with emerald and gold. "Anything new today?" Carla asked, eyes bright. "Just a Roman replica," Lily replied softly. She studied the chipped edge of a vase. Each day felt like an echo of the last. Her phone buzzed with a message from home. "Mom, don't forget Mom's birthday dinner tonight." Lily paused. Family meant safety, but her debts outweighed comfort. She closed the shop's window shutters each night. The city lights glowed like distant promises. Her apartment sat above the store, a single room with peeling wallpaper, a thrift store, couch-faced a flickering TV. She kept an old typewriter on a desk. She dreamed of writing a best-selling novel, but bills bled her small savings dry. Her father, retired and proud, lived uptown. He tended roses in a spotless backyard. Her mother baked pies for charity events. At every family gathering, Lily wore a bright dress. She forced laughter between polite sips of punch. Her siblings celebrated stable careers and growing families. Lily's secrets loomed beneath her calm facade. Each night, she pried apart antique frames. She swapped in forged prints from her hidden workshop. One seam in reality kept her afloat. So far, no collector had detected her trade. Her heart tightened when fresh shipments arrived. Boxes labeled Italian porcelain filled her basement. She taped over serial numbers with precise cuts. Her breathing stuttered whenever she worked late. Moments before dawn, she taped her wrists back together. Pain kept her focused on survival. Her phone also held texts from an unknown number. Meet me tonight, 10 p.m., Pier 39. She stared at it for minutes. Who tracked her this far? Shop chatter filled the afternoon lull. A customer asked about an 18th century clock. Lily explained its history with passionate detail. Each replica needs its own story, she told herself. Her shop windows showcased a gilded mirror today. It reflected her determined face back at her. After closing, she met her friend Marcus at Benny's Calf. Marcus sipped hot chocolate and grinned. "You look exhausted," he teased. "I am," she admitted, rubbing her temples. He nudged her hand across the table. "You deserve better than this grind," he said. She smiled wanly. He studied her face in soft lamplight. Lily's past mistakes haunted every step. A broken engagement scarred her heart. She'd trusted her fiancé with her savings. He vanished with her money and a fake ring. Since then, she vowed never to trust again. Her loneliness pressed in at night, yet she'd never shared that weight with Marcus. He waited for her outside the cafe. They walked under street lamps toward her shop. Rain earlier had left puddles on the sidewalk. Their reflections shimmered in shallow water. At the shop door, she paused. Her pulse rattled in her ears. "What is it?" Marcus asked softly. She swallowed. "I can't ignore that message," she confessed. He offered support without question. "Be careful," he warned, eyes grave. She nodded and slipped inside. Upstairs, she unlocked her basement door. Wooden stairs creaked under her weight. Shelves groaned with crates of fakes. A single bulb lit the small room. She checked her phone again. 9:45 p.m. Pier 39 glowed under moonlight in her mind. A chill crept along her spine. Was that Real Billionaire Collector tracking her deception, or someone who wanted her exposed? She flicked off the light. Darkness swallowed her trembling form. In her childhood home, her mother set the table. Candles danced beside a blueberry pie. Her father read the newspaper in his study. Siblings chatted about promotions and babies. They saved a chair for Lily, but she was always late or absent. Her mother sighed softly when candles burned down. An empty chair made the table seem incomplete. Her phone vibrated on the dusty counter. A new text: "Don't be late, or everyone pays." Her heart lurched into her throat. She pressed her back against the cool wall. Old red bricks felt damp beneath her jacket. She cradled her phone like a lifeline. Lights flickered upstairs, then silence. Questions gathered in the dark air. Who held her future in their gloved hand? And would their next move cost her everything? Lily's phone screen glowed in the dark basement. A new email notification blinked urgently. Subject line: Invitation Exclusive Collectors Gala. Sender: World Antiquities Trust. Her pulse fluttered. She tapped the message. An attached PDF displayed ornate calligraphy. Date: July 15th, 8 days away. Location: the Ritz-Carlton, Chicago. Dress code: black tie, admission, by invitation only. Beneath it, a single line: "You and your prized vase are requested." Her hands trembled. She scrolled down. A second attachment, a photo, a gleaming Ming Dynasty vase. Its glaze shimmered like moonlit water. She froze on the image. That vase was her finest forgery. She'd crafted it weeks ago. No collector had ever requested it. A chill ran down her spine. She replayed key details: the gold-embossed binder in the SUV, his impossible blue eyes, the masked intruder at the cabin. Now this invitation. Questions crashed in her mind. Who knew her secret trade? She thought of Marcus's warning. "Be careful," he'd said. Her basement light flickered again. She closed the email abruptly. Her computer screen went dark. Heart pounding, she climbed the stairs. The apartment above smelled of stale coffee. She flicked on the living room lamp. Shadows retreated into corners. She pressed her back against the wall. Her breathing echoed in her ears. An envelope lay on the coffee table. Heavy cream cardstock, no return address. Her name embossed in black. Inside, a simple card: "Wear this at the gala." A gold brooch, shaped like a dragon. Its emerald eyes gleamed maliciously. She held it, fingers white. Her past lay tangled. In this token, sweat beaded on her forehead. Outside, a lone car horn honked. The city night pulsed around her. Someone had marked her for this event. She realized the gala wasn't a prize. It was a trap. She swallowed, uncertainty twisting. Her gut was the tall stranger, her Aelor, her hunter. The dragon brooch felt impossibly heavy in her palm. A siren wailed in the distance. Her reflection in the window looked pale, haunted. Tomorrow, she decided, she'd find information on the trust. She needed answers and time, because once July 15th arrived, no lie could save her. ***. Lily opened her laptop before dawn. Threads of conspiracy unraveled across hidden forums. A user named Nightcrow posted her photo and brooch. Comments speculated on a secret auction. She yanked the power cord free. Her heartbeat pounded in the silent room. A new text flashed. On her locked phone. "We're watching. Don't disappoint." No signature. No hint of mercy. She stared at the dragon brooch. Mercury green eyes glinted in pale lamplight. Panic clawed at her chest. Footsteps creaked in the apartment above. Lily froze. Her mentor, Marcus's voice, whispered through the door. "I couldn't sleep." She exhaled slowly. He entered, coat damp from rain. His eyes searched her face. "You look haunted," he said. She shook her head. "Someone knows everything," she murmured. He crossed to the couch. "Tell me," he urged gently. Tears stung her eyes. She showed him the email and brooch. His jaw tightened. "World Antiquities Trust," he repeated. He tapped his phone screen. "Legit, but exclusive." She swallowed. "Or a death sentence." He placed a hand on her shoulder. "We'll find out who's on Nightcrow." She nodded, gratitude warming her fear. That night, she slept in Marcus's spare room. Alone felt more dangerous. At dawn, he drove her to the Chicago History Museum. They posed as researchers. Marcus charmed the curator at the archives. Lily slipped between dusty shelves. She scanned old Gala guest lists. Her fingers trembled over gilded volumes. Suddenly, a tall man in a charcoal suit appeared. His expression polite but cold. "Ms. Monroe?" he asked. She stiffened. His name, Pinreed, Nathaniel Drake. He extended his hand. "I represent the trust." Marcus stepped forward. Nathaniel's gaze flicked to him. "Mr. Owens." He nodded curtly. He handed Lily a slim folder. Inside, glossy photos of her replicas and fakes. "Proof you're too skilled to expose." Her vision blurred. Marcus's fist clenched at his side. Nathaniel's lips curved into a thin smile. "This gala will seal your fate." He turned and walked away. Rain began tapping the skylights. Lily gripped Marcus's arm. "My fate," she whispered, "depends on surviving one more night." ***. Marcus led Lily into his garage gym at dawn. The air smelled of rubber mats and sweat. He motioned to gloves and pads. "First rule, trust your instincts." She slipped on padded gloves. Her knuckles turned white inside. He demonstrated a jab, quick, precise. She mirrored him, arms trembling. "Focus on your breathing," Marcus coached. She inhaled through her nose, exhaled hard. Feet rooted on the mat, she threw a jab. It landed with a solid thud. Her heart raced at the sound. He smiled. "Good again." She jabbed until heat burned her arms. Next, he showed her a low kick. She balanced, leg quivering. He supported her. "Strength comes from your core." She practiced in short bursts. Drops of sweat stung her eye. "Fight moves are like puzzles," Marcus said. "Piece them together fast." They sparred with soft strikes. He barely touched her gloves. Her confidence grew. After an hour, Marcus led her outside. They walked through quiet streets. The sun rose over empty storefronts. He guided her to a shooting range. Target silhouettes lined up. She fitted a .22 pistol in her hand. Her pulse fluttered. He showed her proper stance. She squared her shoulders. A bead of oil glinted on the barrel. She aimed at the target. Her finger hovered on the trigger. Her thoughts raced back to the stormy cabin. She exhaled, squeezed gently. The shot rang loud. She flinched. Bullet pierced the target's chest. "Nice shot," Marcus encouraged. She lowered the pistol. "Again," he said. She aimed and fired swiftly. 2 holes side by side. A small victory tattooed her confidence. He handed her a bottle of water. She drank deeply. "Every skill helps you survive," he said. She patted the brooch in her pocket. Its weight reminded her of stakes. Back at the garage, Marcus shared his story. He'd been in security for years. He'd trained with ex-military teams. His voice softened. "I left that world for you." She blinked back tears. "Thank you," she whispered. He shook his head. "You earned this training." Night fell as they packed up. Lily felt stronger in her bones. Pain in her muscles reminded her she'd changed. She eyed the dragon brooch on the workbench. "Tomorrow," she'd practice evasion drills. But tonight, she slept without fear. For the first time in days, Lily arrived at her shop before sunrise. She unlocked the front door with trembling hands. Inside, crates of antiques lay undisturbed at first sight. Then she noticed the backroom light glowing. Her heart lurched. She crept forward on silent feet. Marcus's voice echoed in her mind. Trust no one. She peered around the doorframe. A figure rifled through her workshop. Dark hair, tailored suit. Nathaniel, he paused, turning sharply. Ms. Monroe, he greeted with thin politeness. She stepped back, startled. He held up her forged Ming vase. She realized his folder photo matched this one. He placed it carefully on a workbench. Your craftsmanship is astounding, he said flatly. She swallowed. He opened the drawer and produced her phone. Images of the masked intruder at the cabin scrolled. He scowled at the screen. Your passenger, he murmured. Her stomach churned. He's mine, she whispered. Nathaniel's gaze sharpened. Your ally betrayed you, he stated. She shook her head. Marcus would never, he cut her off. Check this. He tapped a folder marked Owens. Inside, security footage from Benny's calf. It showed Marcus sliding an envelope to a stranger. She stared, disbelief crashing into her chest. Her trust fractured. Marcus had lied. Nathaniel glanced at her reaction. He works for me now. She backed away. How could he? She rasped. Nathaniel's eyes flickered with pity. He needed leverage. He closed the drawer softly. Your stakes just doubled. Her phone rang. Unknown number. She answered weakly. Meet at the docks. Now. Click. Nathaniel's phone chimed with the same message. He nodded toward the street. Come, he urged. Lily glanced at her inventory. Her forgeries, her secrets, her life exposed. She followed him into the alley. Rain drizzled again, cold and steady. They reached a black sedan parked curbside. Two men in overcoats waited. Lily's breath caught. The taller man removed his hat. It was Marcus. His eyes were hard. He held a briefcase. Lily's disbelief burned hotter than rain. Nathaniel asked me to bring this, Marcus said. He handed the case to Lily. Inside, legal documents and her shop's deed. My loyalty switch was about your safety, he explained. She stared at him. Safe, she echoed. He hesitated, shame in his eyes. I keep both sides happy, he said quietly. Anger churned in her gut. She slammed the case shut. This ends tonight, she vowed. Nathaniel's phone buzzed. He checked the screen. Gala moved up. 2 hours. Lily's heart hammered. She stared at Marcus's regretful face. Why? She demanded. He swallowed. Because I care about you, he confessed. Her breath hitched. Betrayal and desire tangled inside her. Lightning flashed behind distant clouds. She realized survival meant hard choices. She squared her shoulders. Then, help me expose them. Both. His eyes widened with relief. Rain sluiced over her hair. She turned toward the docks. Danger lay ahead, but trust had shifted. And she would use every secret to win. Asterisk. Thunder rolled over Chicago's harbor as Lily sprinted along the slick dock planks. Water lapped against rusted pilings beneath her feet. Nathaniel followed close behind, coattails whipping in the wind. Behind them, Marcus argued with two black-suited agents. He raised his voice sharp, urgent, but rain drowned his words. Lily's heart thundered louder than storm or shouts. A crane spotlight swept across the pier, stark and white. She slipped on wet wood, nearly crashing into a coil of rope. Jagged lightning split the sky overhead. She caught herself, breath ragged. Nathaniel grabbed her arm firm, but not gentle. His blue eyes flickered with urgency. They'll take everything if they catch us, he shouted. She nodded, rain plastering hair to her cheeks. Footsteps thundered, closer agents closing. In she spotted a narrow walkway along the water's edge. No railing. One misstep meant a frozen plunge. Now, Nathaniel urged, and they darted toward it. Mad beams of light chased them in staccato bursts. A sharp whistle pierced the storm's roar. An agent shouted, raised a weapon. Lily glanced back. Marcus blocked the beam. He threw a smoke grenade at their feet. Thick gray clouds billowed around them. Nathaniel and Lily dove into the haze. Her fingers grazed the cold rail at the walkway's start. She balanced unsteadily, breathing salt and fear. Footsteps pounded against wood. Agents pursuing. She edged forward, 1 foot on slick metal. A gust of wind tugged at her coat. She nearly slipped. Nathaniel reached for her hand. His grip steadied her. She met his gaze for a heartbeat. Then she sprinted again across the narrow path. Agents' shouts grew distant as they rounded a corner. She risked a glance. Marcus faced down 5 men. He stood firm, rain streaming down his face. She swallowed past panic. One last beam of light swept the walkway. She slipped under its glare, heart pounding. They reached a chain-link fence at the path's end. Nathaniel slashed with a knife. The mesh peeled away like thin armor. They dropped through the opening onto gravel. Sirens screamed closer. Now police or agents, she couldn't tell. Nathaniel scanned at the horizon. Boat, he gasped. A small fishing vessel drifted nearby. He yanked her toward the water's edge. Lily's pulse slammed in her ears. She hesitated. Cold water beckoned. He pressed the dragon brooch into her palm. "Your key," he said. Confused, she uncapped the clasp. A hidden latch clicked open. Inside, a microchip gleamed. Her eyes widened. He pointed to the boat's control panel. She slipped the chip into a port. The engine roared to life. They boarded as rain lashed their faces. Marcus vaulted onto the deck behind them. He slammed the fence shut, tucking blade in his belt. The vessel lurched under engine thrust. Water sprayed into the night air. They sped away from the pier. Headlights retreated into the storm's darkness. Lily leaned against the cabin door. Her breath trembled. Nathaniel guided the wheel with calm precision. Marcus stood on deck, gaze fixed ahead. Sea breeze cut through her soaked clothes. She pressed the brooch to her chest. Inside, the chip warmed against her heart. She realized the trust had hidden its secrets in her own forgery. Nathaniel's voice broke the tense silence. "That chip holds their ledger," he said softly. Her disbelief puddled in her mind. "They steal art, launder money, break lives." She inhaled salt and hope. Marcus joined them inside the cabin. He closed the door against storm and danger. Lightning flickered beyond the small window. She faced them both. "Now we expose them," she vowed. Her voice was steady, fierce. Nathaniel nodded in approval. Marcus offered a small, proud smile. The vessel rocked beneath them as they charted a course. Behind, Chicago's lights blurred in the night, and in that fragile safety, Lily Monroe found her courage and her revenge. Dawn's pale light seeped through the cabin window. Waves lapped softly against the hull. Lily studied the microchip in her palm. Her breath eased into calm resolve. Nathaniel pointed to a secure channel. He connected satellite comms to the chip. A digital ledger uploaded to federal servers. Evidence of the trust's crimes flowed outward. Marcus monitored progress on a laptop. He exhaled when confirmation arrived. "FBI has it," he announced quietly. Lily felt weight lift from her chest. Outside, seagulls cried above still waters. She stood at the cabin door. Light danced on, rippling waves below. Her reflection shimmered in the glass. She touched the dragon brooch gently. Its emerald eyes seemed to soften. Nathaniel joined her at the rail. His coat was damp but clean. She turned toward him. "Thank you," she whispered. He offered a small nod. "No," he corrected softly. "You saved more than yourself." Marcus emerged from the cabin. He held 2 mugs of hot coffee. Steam curled between them in morning air. He handed one to Lily. She sipped as warmth spread. Her eyes met Marcus's. He offered a tentative smile. "Let's fix what we broke," he said. She nodded, hopeful. They watched fog lift from the harbor. Nathaniel cleared his throat. "I'll handle legal matters," he said. "Your name will be cleared." Lily released a shaky breath. She closed her fingers round the brooch. It felt light now, like key and cure. Later that afternoon, the trio docked at a private berth. FBI agents boarded the vessel. They greeted Lily and Marcus with respect. Nathaniel briefed them on the case. Agents seized remaining trust assets. Legal teams prepared indictments. Lily's name shone in their reports. One agent shook her hand firmly. "Your courage matters," he said. Outside, Marina Park's fountains danced in sunlight. Lily stood with Marcus on the promenade. Her shop deed gleamed in her hand. "Bell Antiquities is yours again," Marcus said. Tears stung her eyes, but she smiled. She pictured lace curtains in her windows, sunlight filtering through peaceful mornings. She turned to Nathaniel as he approached. He handed her an envelope. Inside, a gala invitation, this time genuine. "Billionaire Collector," she teased lightly. His blue eyes twinkled. "Only if you want to attend," he replied. She laughed, a bright, clear sound. Marcus slipped his arm round her. She leaned into him. They watched Chicago's skyline glow in sunset hues. A fresh start unfurled before them. Lily pressed the brooch to her heart. "This time, I choose truth," she thought. Sky lanterns rose above the riverwalk. Lights drifted toward an open sky. In their soft glow, she saw possibility. And as one lantern soared free, Lily whispered to the night, "I'm finally home."